Episode 5 of All's Fair is the first time in this entire series where the writers stop flexing marble floors, champagne glasses, designer gowns, and Instagram aesthetics long enough to show something human, something raw, something real. This episode finally cracks open two characters who have been sitting behind thick, glossy shells since episode 1, Carr and Dina Standish. Let's start with Carr because this episode belongs to her. Carr, the wounded tear that finally breaks. Up until now, Carr has been played like an emotional bulldozer, loud, harsh, hostile, aggressive, snappy, defensive, and honestly, extremely entertaining. But episode 5 opens with something shocking: vulnerability. We see Carr dropping off her daughter at a private school, cute little couture cupcakes in her daughter's lap, the kind of cupcake real people wouldn't even buy for a wedding, and this girl is taking it to school like it's Thursday. But the conversation is where it hits. We learn her daughter's biological father is a man named Sebastian, a friend she doesn't even talk to anymore. We watch Carr's daughter give her the same sharp, dismissive attitude Carr gives to everyone else. This girl is a mirror of her mother, a tiny version of Carr's emotional damage in a school uniform. And it hits Carr harder than she wants to admit. The photo that breaks her in mediation. Then in the episode, we move into the mediation scene, and this is where the crack shows. Carr gets a photo notification on her phone, an anniversary style memory of her daughter, and Sebastian, and she loses it. Not ugly cry losing it, not throwing things losing it. She tears up quietly, unexpectedly, and this is the first time we actually see the wound I talked about earlier in the character breakdown. This is the woman who's been carrying trauma like armor. This is a woman who's been hurt so deeply she weaponized her personality as protection. But that little photo cut all the way through. Her client, of course, is a nightmare, a rude, entitled woman who basically tells Carr, "Why are you crying? What's your problem?" Carr snaps, gets defensive, and walks out, leaving the woman in the middle of a legal session. This is that moment when your personal life becomes so heavy, your professional mask can't hold up anymore. She's crumbling, and she knows it. The black lawyer, the first person to offer Carr help. Outside the mediation room, the black lawyer who represented the opposing side approaches her. And instead of treating Carr like competition, she treats her like a human. She says something Carr has probably never heard. "You need to learn when to ask for help." That line hit harder than anything in the episode. You finally see that somebody recognizes Carr's pain and doesn't judge her, doesn't use it against her, doesn't mock her, and offers her a lifeline. But here's the catch. Carr has no idea how to take it. The scene with Chase, dangerous intimacy. Then we get to the scene where everybody's going to be talking about. Carr at Chase's rental house, the house that isn't even his, the one Allura pays $150,000 a month to keep him in. That detail alone exposes his entire identity. That's not independence, that's maintenance. Carr, already drinking too much and emotionally underwater, ends up in a moment that is way too intimate for someone as guarded as she. She washes his hair. She rubs soap over his shoulders. She lets her hands linger. He leans into her. The energy shifts from pain to seduction fast. And for one moment, we see Carr considering stepping across the line. But then reality slaps her. She says, "I want to be a better mother." That line tells you exactly where her heart is. She's fighting demons, but she does have a moral compass and is pointing toward her daughter. This scene is messy, complicated, intimate, almost inappropriate. And no, it's not almost inappropriate. It is inappropriate. And easily the best emotional acting we've seen from Carr's character so far. Brooke Shields, the guest appearance that gave the episode heart. At the beginning of the episode, we get Brooke Shields playing a wife married 38 years to a man with Alzheimer's. She says he doesn't recognize her. He doesn't know her name. He doesn't remember her life or their life together. She wants to divorce him, not because she stopped loving him, but because she wants to live again. She wants to travel. She wants to experience joy, not caretaking. Her daughter calls it abandonment, and so do I. The audience is probably going to call it a moral dilemma. For once, the show gives us a storyline that isn't based on glam, sex, or petty vengeance. It gives us something human. Liberty and the prenup, the reality check she didn't expect. Liberty is confident that her fiancé wouldn't give her a prenup. She thinks their love is strong enough to skip the paperwork. Then he pulls one out. You can see her pride being tested. You can see confusion and discomfort mix. She signs it anyway later on in the episode after making a few tweaks. But the whole situation shows how the show constantly glamorizes women being in full control until life reminds them that they're not. The FBI raid and consequences arrive. The FBI comes in to search the office. Finally. Consequences, accountability, danger, real stakes. It feels more just from a threatening aspect. This is fallout from the man who assaulted Emerald and then unalived himself. The women are not as untouchable as they think they are. And this subplot is only beginning. And in this scene, it's insane how we're supposed to, again, believe that these women are professional, but Kim Kardashian's character is dressed like 50% nude. Her breasts are hanging out, her chest fully exposed. Her it looks like her clothes are hanging off of her, and this just continues to be very hard to believe that we're supposed to believe that she is an attorney. Going back to breaking down the episode, let's talk about Dina Standish and the breakdown that stops the room. Now, this is a sad scene. Ed O'Neill's character, which I think she calls him Eddie, or I forgot what his character's name is. That's horrible, but it happens. Her husband, he finally tells her the truth about his condition that is gotten worse. He didn't actually go into explaining the specifics, but he's dying. He's come to the end, and there's nothing left that the doctors can do. And he tells her that she needs to prepare to basically let him go. And she breaks. She doesn't do it in front of him. She leaves the room after she gave him medicine. She goes into the kitchen, and obviously she is shocked. And she breaks. She doesn't do it politely, not quietly, not glamorously. She breaks. She destroys objects in the kitchen. She screams. She loses control. She's angry. And it's the first time her elegance and composure fall apart. And honestly, it was needed. Dina has been stone-faced since episode 1. Now we finally see her heart. Why this is the best episode so far, in my opinion. Episode 5 works because it does something the first 4 episodes refuse to do. It strips off the glam. It shows real emotions. It gives characters depth. It gives wounds context. It shows the cracks behind the marble. Instead of portraying these women like flawless luxury mannequins with unlimited power, the episode finally shows pain, desperation, loneliness, fear, regret, morality, motherhood, aging, grief, boundary issues, and ethical dilemmas. This episode is the first time the women feel like women, not Instagram archetypes. So my final take. Episode 5 is a very heavy episode, emotionally heavy. It's messy, it's raw, uncomfortable, and honest, and that's why it works. Carr is spiraling, Dina is grieving, Liberty is being humbled, the FBI is circling, Brooke Shields' storyline brings moral tension, Chase's independence is exposed as financially artificial. Carr's emotional mask is cracking under the weight of motherhood. And for the first time, this show actually gives us something to talk about. Not the outfits, not the houses, not the glam, the people. This episode finally feels like the writers remembered that a drama needs heart, not just designer wardrobes and expensive camera pans. Remember to push that like button, subscribe, share this episode, because on the faces